Most people move through life. Some people watch it. They see what you didn't say. They feel the shift in the room before anyone spoke. They knew something was wrong 3 days before you admitted it. And it's destroying them from the inside. There's a group of people walking around right now who experience the world at a completely different resolution, higher contrast, more detail, more signal. Psychologists call it high sensitivity. Some call it hypervigilance. Some call it empathy overload. But the people living it, they just call it exhausting. Here's the problem nobody talks about. When you can sense everything, you can't turn it off. The volume knob is broken. It only goes up. Let's start with the hardware, because this isn't a personality trait. This is a neurological difference. In most brains, incoming information gets filtered. Think of it like a bouncer at a club. Irrelevant stuff gets turned away at the door, but in a hyper-aware brain, no filter, no bouncer, everyone gets in. The background noise, the stranger's bad mood across the room, the almost argument between two people who haven't spoken yet. The scientific term is sensory processing sensitivity. About 20% of the population has it. 1 in 5 people, seeing everything, feeling everything, all the time. Now here's where it gets really strange. You've heard of mirror neurons, the brain cells that fire when you watch someone else do something. It's how we feel empathy. It's how we learn by watching. It's how humans connect. Normal, beautiful actually. But in hyper-aware people, the mirror system is in overdrive. They don't just see your pain, they feel it, physically, in their own body. Someone else's anxiety becomes their anxiety. Someone else's tension becomes a knot in their chest. Someone else's grief? Here's a concept from physics that explains this perfectly. In quantum mechanics, there's something called the observer effect. The act of observing changes the thing being observed. Just by watching, you alter the outcome. Hyper-aware people live in this paradox constantly. They're watching you. They know you're watching them. They're watching themselves watching you. It's exhausting just to explain. Imagine living it. Here's what this looks like in real life. They walk into a room and immediately know who's angry at who's pretending to be okay, who said something they regret, who's about to leave. They're running social calculations that other people don't even know are possible. And nobody asked them to. They just can't not. The problem? When you see everything, you're responsible for everything. They feel guilty for sensing tension between two people who haven't noticed it themselves yet. They feel responsible for the emotional temperature of every room they enter. They apologize for things nobody blamed them for. Because if you know, how can you not act on it? Here's the part that breaks my heart. Most hyper-aware people are deeply lonely. Not because they're isolated, but because nobody sees them the way they see everyone else. They notice every flicker of your emotion, every hesitation in your voice, every word you chose and every word you didn't. And yet, nobody reads them that carefully. So they move through the world giving everything they have to understand others, and quietly hoping someone will try to understand them. Okay, here's where everything flips. For decades, high sensitivity was treated like a disorder. Too emotional, too reactive, too much. Then, researchers at Stony Brook University ran brain imaging studies on highly sensitive people, and they found something nobody expected. The hyper-aware brain doesn't just process more, it processes deeper. More activity in regions tied to empathy, more activity in regions tied to nuance, more activity in regions tied to noticing what others miss. They're not broken, they're built for a different function. In survival situations, hyper-aware people are the ones who sense danger first. In creative fields, they catch what others overlook. In relationships, they're the ones who actually understand you. The curse isn't the awareness. The curse is living in a world that never learned to value it. So what do you do with this? Whether you're hyper-aware yourself, or you love someone who is. 1. Name it. High sensitivity isn't weakness. It's a nervous system setting. You can't think your way out of it, but you can stop being ashamed of it. 2. Protect your input. If your brain has no filter, you have to be the filter. Crowded spaces, draining people, constant noise? You're not antisocial, you're managing bandwidth. And that's not weakness, that's engineering. 3. Find one person who tries. Hyper-aware people don't need to be understood by everyone. They need one person who tries, who slows down, who asks what you actually mean instead of accepting the surface answer. That changes everything. The world will keep moving fast, loud, shallow, and there will always be people who see right through all of it, who feel the earthquake before the ground moves, who know what you're carrying before you say a word. They're not too much. The world just hasn't caught up yet. If someone came to mind while you watch this, send it to them. Don't explain why. They'll know.